Hi, this is Ben Modell. I'm a silent film accompanist and historian, and also a filmmaker. And we're taking a look at a sequence from Charlie Chaplin's The Immigrant in another of these undercranking studies. I'm awfully familiar with this film, as many of you are, and I accompany it 4 or 5 times a month for the last few years out of the Museum of the Moving Image for school groups. And this sequence is one of the biggest laugh getters, especially among children. And I've always wanted to see what it looks like in real time. And we're going to look at it in real time and also in slight slow motion to get a good look at the slapstick moves everyone's doing. It's brilliantly choreographed, and it happens so quickly. There's this frenzy of activity, like a feeding frenzy, and then there's this calm. And it really sets up the high stakes and panic that Chaplin's going to have to go through in the next few minutes. Here we go. We're going to take a look at this in real time now. And the moves that you see John Rand doing so beautifully are clearly been choreographed and coached by Chaplin, because he even moves the way Chaplin does as a drunk, even that move. And if you do a little lip reading here, especially in the next shot, when the waiter goes off to Frank J. Coleman, he's 15 cents short. 15 cents, even though the title says that he was 10 cents short. And here comes Campbell lumbering out, taking his time. And notice that because it's coming from background to foreground, it's very still in terms of the energy of the shot. He flexes himself. And watch, Rand snaps his head and jiggles his torso as if the energy is flowing down his body. You'll watch Rand will tip his head forward, and here's a big wind-up with one hand that misses him, and then the other one that hits him. Boom. He flips the table over. Campbell swings him around so he's in position so that he can hit Coleman, and also that he'll be ready for this whole series of choreographed slaps and falls, where he falls into the other group. And then there's just this blind sort of flailing of arms and kicking. You notice in a lot of silent comedies, when people are hit like this, they go backwards and take down the people standing around them. And then they all leave the shot, leaving just the waiter. And again, there's this peace and calm and stillness to build up the suspense for the next sequence with Chaplin not having enough money. Now we're going to look at this whole sequence again in slight slow motion so we can get a really good look at the craft that all these comedians who are not Chaplin are executing. And you got to remember, Chaplin is sitting maybe 20 or 30 feet behind all of them throughout the whole thing, and he has no idea how well this is going to work or look until he watches the rushes. He's got to trust Tothero and everybody else standing around. Again, there's all this dialogue, but it's really the gestures when we're watching this at projected speed that tell us what's really happening, and we as the audience can fill in the dialogue. And look at the time he's taking sauntering in, followed by his goons. And watch the movements that Campbell makes here. Watch, Coleman points to Rand, then to the cash register. Boom. This guy, huh? Campbell flares his wrists, then sticks out his chest. It's almost like something you see Bluto do in a Popeye film. And this is carefully choreographed. And there's that torso jiggle. Holds out his hand for more money. Doesn't have it. Watch him tip his head forward. And again, notice that Campbell's going to flail. There's a sort of roundhouse that misses him. Then the second pushes him by the face. One, boom, flip over the table so it's out of the frame, out of the way. He swings him around so he's in position. Watch Coleman's, the way he takes it, and watch his fall. Beautifully executed. And watch, he's going to clap. Boom. Rand claps his hands as if he were in a vaudeville act, and the rest of these falls are done. He snaps his head back, arches his torso, and falls down backwards. Here's a little cutaway to break up the action and show Chaplin. Here you can see this sort of kicking and flailing that's going on. Then there's two more. Watch this. Misses him, and he snaps his head back and falls. You usually see in silent comedies when people fall, they fall backwards in this direction, taking down the people around them. And we know that Campbell has completely missed him. We saw this in the end of the pawn shop where Rand pretends to get hit and snaps his head back. And here the waiter almost goes over to do something at the register, remembers he's supposed to go this way. And watch how much time he's taking. There's this calmness and stillness of energy in the shot. And look how much time Chaplin takes before asking the waiter what's the matter. And here it is back in projected speed. And now it's a dance. It's that balletic quality everyone always talks about when referring to Chaplin. It's so beautifully timed when sped up. And this sequence, like a lot of Chaplin's routines, fits perfectly in musical phrasing, 2, 4, and 8 bars. There's a piece of music that I've written for this when I composed an orchestral score that I always use when I play for it, and it fits perfectly with the structure. Is that one hit, 2, he falls 3, and again. All that hard work that everyone put in, this huge team of comedians, for this brilliant sequence, which made no sense in real time. Absolutely brilliant. You should watch this whole thing again.